Hello everybody, here we will learn how to make double entry in accounts. For any accounting transaction, it is recorded as per the double entry rules. So accounting transactions can only be recorded in double entry format. It's basic of any accounting, and without it accounting doesn't exist. So this is the very basic and beginning of making any accounting records. So any business transaction which has to be recorded in accounts, you have debits and credits. So double entry has four starting rules. One is debit and credit has to be equal. Any accounting transaction double entry, it will have one side debit and another side credit. So you have to remember that total of all debits of that particular entry and total of all credit of that particular double entry should be equal. For example, if debit is 1000, credit has to be 1000. If debit is 4000, credit has to be 4000. In our examples and in most of the global accounting methods, debit is shown as plus signage. Yeah, and credit is shown as minus signage. To make it simple, credits we have shown as in red and in brackets. I'll show you this when we proceed further. Also, this rule just to be aware of, but we will not discuss this rule number 4 right now in detail. It, this rule says all asset, total of all asset should be equal to total of all liabilities plus equity. Just be aware of this, just know this, we will discuss this in detail. These first three are more important to know at the moment. Debit and credit has to be equal. Debit is shown as plus, credit is shown as minus, and double entry has two sides, debit and credit. Double entry can be explained in modern method and traditional method. We'll explain you in both the manner in a mixed way so that you understand it much better with examples. But to understand any method, you have to understand some of the business basics. Asset, you have to understand what is asset. For our beginners, we'll say asset is property, plant, machinery, inventory, investment, and cash. These are example of asset. So in double entry rules, if any asset increases, yeah, then you debit that asset. If any asset decreases, then you credit that asset. For example, if you receive cash of 1000, you debit cash by 1000 because it increases the cash. So when you receive cash, it increases the cash, you debit cash. When you pay anybody a cash of say 3000, you credit cash by 3000 because it decreases the cash. So remember this, it relates to asset, this rules. Yeah, if any asset increase, you debit. If any asset decrease, you credit that asset. Same thing is explained in the traditional method. Asset has same. It's same. Both in both the concept assets are same. What traditional method says? Debit what comes in. If you receive any asset, you debit that asset. Credit what goes out. If you give away any asset, credit that asset. It's a similar principle, same principle as modern approach, but in a different language. I'll explain you with example how we make a double entry. So our transaction is simple. We buy some furniture in 4000 and we pay cash of 4000. So furniture is an asset. If you receive any furniture, if you go for the modern approach, it says if asset increases, you debit that asset. That's what we have done. Our furniture has increased, and that's why we have debited the furniture by 4,000. Again, if you see the traditional method, it says debit what comes in. What has come in? Furniture has come in. So you debit the furniture. Okay. Now, what has gone out? Cash has gone out. So you credit that cash. And if you remember, credit is in minus signage. If you see this, this is minus. We are presenting minus in bracket and in red. If you see this is minus 4,000. Yeah, it's minus 4,000. So this is also an asset, and this has reduced. Cash has reduced. It has decreased. That's why we are crediting. So if any asset increases, we debit that asset. If any asset decreases, we credit that asset. So both are asset, and you can see what we have done with this entry. Thank you.